Hello, my name is Cynthia, and I can be referred to as Dr. C. This is a Two Doc Minds video, and I'm excited today to be talking about mastering work-life balance when seeking out to have an excellent career. This is a topic that's important for everyone to discuss at some point, especially if you're seeking a highly demanding type of profession that requires you to spend more than 40 hours per week dedicated to in order to be successful. So this topic should come up a lot, especially for careers that look like law or in accounting or in the medical field. All of those require some self-reflection on what your life is looking like in conjunction with your personal life. It's a very important topic. So how can we maintain a healthy work-life balance while trying to excel professionally? And what that balance really truly is for all of us. And of course, it means something different for everyone, but just to have just an idea of what it means to have those two put together would be a great start for us, right? It should not be about evenly splitting your time between work or personal activities. Working professionals should be able to find the harmony that allows everyone to thrive in both areas. So harmony, what that means to me is that it's not necessarily saying that I will work 20 hours in one area and provide 20 hours of personal time. That's not necessarily harmony. Harmony means is that if I allow myself to work in a specific thing for 40 hours a week, then I'm going to allow or allot some time for me to spend 10 hours during that week to take time out to rest, to take time out to breathe and enjoy the fruits of my labor. So harmony doesn't necessarily mean an even split between one or the other when it comes to work-life balance. So balancing doesn't mean sacrificing, again, one for the other. It's just maximizing the quality of what you're doing and the time that you're doing it, and not using excess time for either work or life situations. I think quality over quantity is very important to consider when you're thinking about finding your particular harmony in work life. So establishing clear boundaries is a great technique that we all can look into and use as a tool to protect our personal aspects of our professional life. So in order to do that and set clear boundaries, it's good to set specific hours for the week and stick to those hours, meaning that I shouldn't be working longer than 60 hours a week. I mean, there are those times, especially those who are aggressive in their professional career, where you do find yourself working long hours and working on the weekends. But also, there should be a cycle where I'm not just working those 60 hours a week all of the time. I'm taking time between those cycles of 60 hours a week, and I'm saying, I need to shut down for a week. I need to find a way to relax and recuperate and rejuvenate myself to get back into the groove of things and be the better professional when I get back to those 60 hours a week. Because believe me, I don't think anyone is going to be able to really invest in any career that they don't find where there's high time of work hours that you need to dedicate to that particular profession. I think it happens to most professionals who really take their craft seriously. So another tool that we could use is to communicate those boundaries specifically in this way to separate from work life. So communicate to your colleagues, to your family, to your peers, your clients even at some point. If you are working in a particular field, make sure that you communicate with your customers that you have these boundaries, and that means that I'm available during these particular times, or I'm not available for this around this particular situation. Definitely boundaries are important when trying to establish a work-life balance. So it's up to you to become disciplined about not checking emails or taking work calls outside of those particular hours that you set as boundaries. So now you can prioritize your tasks after you decide your boundaries. Prioritizing your tasks effectively allows you to efficiently use your time in the most useful way for those boundaries that you created in the prior tool that I provided, meaning those boundaries are set in a certain specific time frame. And in those time frames, you have these planned out tasks that will allow you to be so super efficient that it won't even feel like a boundary or a limitation or anything is suffering because you said, I need to set this aside to do this at this time, this type of manner. So setting effectively, managing or prioritizing particular tasks, it just makes you actually a better professional all the way around. So create a to-do list. Some people don't like to-do lists. Some people like them. So if you're that kind of person that likes to use to-do lists, great, because this allows you to look at whatever needs to be done and have a high-level look or view of what you can do in that time that you set as a particular set aside and what you can't do. It's just a realistic way of viewing how to become an excellent professional and work towards the goal of work-life balance. So create a to-do list or use this productivity tool to organize your daily tasks. Identify some priorities that contribute to your goals and focus on those first. This can help you avoid working overtime on less critical items. So out with the bad, in with the good is so important because you have to know how to shift through the things that are not working in your benefit and use the things that are. So learn the art of delegation. This is an important tool because we all can't do everything on our own. Delegating is such an important thing, even at any level, if you're at the top of the food chain or at the bottom of the food chain. Knowing how to delegate things that you are not necessarily capable of taking care of at the time that you have is important for your success. So this means that if I cannot do my laundry at this time, maybe it might be beneficial for me to take my laundry to the laundromat. This will cost some money, but it will save you time, which will make you, in essence, a better professional because you know what you are capable of doing and what you're capable of not doing. And having help is not a bad thing. And knowing when you need help is a good thing. So these are just strategies that most professionals use to be successful. So more people more often are using delegation types of strategy to perform better in their own professional careers. And also, if you do take on the idea of, okay, I can't do my laundry, you set yourself free from. You probably can go see a movie. You could probably go get a nice meal somewhere or have, a nice walk in a park. So that adds to your work-life balance. And it's just something that needs to be considered because working consistently and constantly and always working doesn't work as a professional. At some point, something's got to give. And delegating tasks is one of those tools that are so easy to implement and make a decision on that will just add to you professionally and personally. So prioritize self-care. Once you delegate some of your tasks, once you get somebody to come and clean your house maybe once a week, or once you find somebody to help you transcribe some of your reports at work, or it's some employee support from your job, you can prioritize your self-care because you freed up some time. You've utilized the prior tools that I mentioned in this video and said, okay, now I have time to take care of myself. This is probably one of the most hardest things or steps to do especially when you're a working professional and you really are focused on your career at that stage in your life. Self-care is such a neglected part of people's lives nowadays. And I think self-care, of course, means different things for different people. But self-care is something that also includes medical care, includes rest, includes proper diet and nutrition. Self-care is such a huge topic, and I'll probably speak about it in another video, that I think it's essential to a lot of people's success. And professional success is different for everybody, but self-care is a necessary component in every professional's career. I don't think you can get around it. So just consider what self-care looks like once you finally prioritize your task and you set your boundaries and saying, don't call me during these hours. Make sure that once you get that freed up time or that harmony with hours between your career and your home life, that self-care portion is prioritized. and it's recognized, because you can't enjoy your success without your health. It's just not going to happen. So you prioritize self-care. Now what? Unplug and recharge regularly. I think that's kind of a subtopic of self-care, but it needs to be mentioned outside of self-care, because we are in a very intense digital era where everything is immediately available to us. It's accessible, it's quick, it's fast, it's consumable. So to unplug and recharge is a little different now today than it was, say, 25 years ago. I think it was easier 25 years ago to unplug, but this day and age, it's a little bit of a different strategy. But as a professional, it should be easy for us to decide this is the time that I need to unplug and recharge my battery, because I have specific goals in mind for my professional career. So this is a necessary step for me to get to my professional goals. Unplug and recharge. What does that mean? It's essential to disconnect from work, especially during your time of self-discovery and relaxation and connecting back with your family and your friends. Turn off notifications on your phone, on your computer, or however you have your messages delivered to you, and put away your work devices. In order for you to do that, you have to manage this and pre-plan for this, of course, because emergencies do happen at work. But try to plan this out as much as possible and be intentional about it. This will help you return back to work with a renewed sense of energy. And this will, again, help you move forward faster in your career, instead of ignoring the central task of saying, I need to retract from this particular activity and reset and be ready for the next time I go back to work. So unplug and recharge. Let's just revisit a couple of strategies that I brought up already. We have already established what work-life balance means. We have clear boundaries that we set with our families and friends and coworkers and clients and customers. We prioritize a lot of tasks that we typically do, mostly at work, also at home, where we can say, oh, I need help and support in washing dishes, cleaning the car, and at work, I need help writing notes. Whatever responsibility the supervisor tells me that I need to accomplish that week, I'll have to communicate with my supervisor or my boss and say, boss, maybe this task can be done this way, or can you give me an additional week? Really being intentional about how to manage your time. So that steps into delegation. And if you are unable to contribute or finish a task, let's delegate it. Let's be smart about it. Let's utilize some resources so we can really get it done. We all can get everything that we want to get accomplished at the same time. So delegation, again, is a very important decision to make. Self-care. Once you delegate a task and you understand that you probably need help and you set boundaries with your boss, this is the time for you to say, okay, this is the time for my self-care so I can rejuvenate and I can be ready for the next big wave of work when I come back to work. And that involves unplugging from your digital devices, taking time to get the proper sleep and nutrition and exercise. Having an open conversation with your employer is also essential. Being intentional, again, about what you can and cannot give at your job. Of course, you only have so much leeway with that with your employer, because your employer really determines what your responsibilities are. But trying to have an open conversation with your employer and saying, I want to, and letting them know, this is what I want to do in my career while partnered with you at this job, but knowing also that you matter, and that if they do have resources at your job, such as employee programs that support self-care and work-life balance, you should also take advantage of that. So talking to your employer is not only saying, these are my boundaries and this is what I desire to do, but also you want to talk to your employer about what resources you have from your job to help support your work-life balance. Having these conversations opens you up to new information, new ways of doing things, and understanding how your organization as a whole can help you be the holistic person that you're looking to be. This is just some basic suggestions about how you can find peace outside of your work. And hopefully you're doing the work that you are pleased to be doing. And this is easy and this is simple to achieve. So using these tools will only enhance what you already have in your life. Always find the work that makes you happy. Work will be something that should come easy to you. And if it doesn't, there should be a journey within your life that you're finding peace with the work that you do. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you showing up to my channel and supporting our channel. This is a Two Docs Mind video. Please click the link, subscribe, return back to our channel. We appreciate you so much. I'm Dr. C, and I look forward to seeing you in some of our other videos. Thank you.